Grow My Cleaning Company teaches owners of cleaning companies just like you how to grow your company, make more money, and finally take charge of your financial future and your life. This podcast is about automating and creating systems that give you time and money freedom so you can grow like crazy without losing control. Since this is totally free, if you're getting tons of value, want to support us, and make sure that you get more of the good stuff, subscribe, rate, and review to this podcast today. Now, on to the show.
Hello, Cleaning Nation. It is Lindsay Bjorklund. I am the Client Happiness Manager here at Grow My Cleaning Company, and with me is Tracey Thompson. She is our ninja mindset coach, I like to call her. This is actually a continuation of last week's episode number 645, in which we talked about turbocharging your referrals. So if you haven't listened to that episode yet, definitely check it out after this episode. It's not a requirement, but in that episode, Tracey brought out her marketing expertise and how to get referrals for your company. And at the tail end of it, we kind of segued accidentally, I think, we didn't really plan it, but into a little mindset nugget of scarcity mindset and what that looks like and what that is and like how common it is for people to have that and not even realize it. So today's theme is having a millionaire mindset versus having a poverty consciousness, if you will. So Tracey, I'm going to let you take it away. And I think this is something we all struggle with and like don't even realize that we sometimes have a poverty consciousness.
You know what? Absolutely. Thank you so much, Lindsay, for teeing that up. Here's the thing. We all want to believe that we have an abundant millionaire mindset. And the truth is, in some areas, you probably do. You've gotten this far because you believe in yourself and you provide value in the marketplace, and you're probably really awesome at the things that you're really awesome at. But then there's those other areas, those other mindset, monkey mindset that comes from that poverty, scarcity part of us, part of our consciousness that rears its ugly head in areas that we just are almost insidious, like we don't even realize it. And Lindsay and I were talking about this, so how often it comes up in one area in particular, and that's hiring right now.
Yes.
And Lindsay, why don't you share with everybody one of the examples of things that we've been hearing about hiring lately?
Yeah. So in this current climate of what we have going on, post-COVID, the world's still in a crazy place. And I hear repeatedly that a lot of cleaning business owners are struggling. They're almost competing with the government in the U.S. right now, is what I'm talking about, with people basically getting paid to stay home. And, they don't want to work because, for whatever reason, it's easier to stay home, and it's like you're literally competing with the government. So I just want to hear your take on that, Tracey, when someone says, but it's so hard to find people to work for me. It's just impossible. What do you say?
Well, that's so interesting. We take an observation that we're meaning-making machines. I'm going to let you in a little secret. Okay. Mindset is really about what we make things mean. So we take facts like the government is paying more in unemployment right now. They give, in the United States, they give extra bonuses, money, stimulus money that pad the unemployment benefits. So we take a fact and then we turn it into something that we make it mean. So what you just said, Lindsay, but you don't understand, that means that nobody wants to go to work if they can be paid more to stay at home. That's what we make it mean. And as soon as we start to make it mean things that are really coming from that monkey mind consciousness, that poverty or the scarcity mindset, you notice how it sounds when you start really tuning in. We start listening to what you're saying when you say, nobody wants to work. Mm-hmm. Nobody wants to work. That's a telltale sign.
Blanket statements. Sorry to interrupt, but when you start making blanket statements, okay, like everybody or nobody, okay. Just making sure I
Exactly. You
understand.
don't understand. It's hard everywhere. Those kinds of statements are usually telltale signs that you're making it mean something that is not true in the sense that it's true for everyone. So if it's not true for everyone, it's not true, right? It's your version of the truth. And that scarcity of nobody wants to work right now because of the government or because of this or that, whatever the reason is, what that does is it immediately, has a scarcity mindset, it's fear-based, it's defeatist, it shuts down the creative part of our brain, our mind, to open to possibilities. And so that's the most insidious part of that kind of scarcity mindset.
Yeah, it makes me think of the book also. This is a little tangent, but The Code of the Extraordinary Minds. I can never pronounce the guy's name. Vashin, I think is his first name, but definitely check that book out. I recommend it. Tracey,
Vishen.
I think you actually, Vishen.
Yes.
I'm just butchering his name, but sorry. But he has something in the book he calls rules, right? Where they're BS, they're
rules.
BS rules. And it's basically something that's maybe happened to you once, like maybe you had one person like not want to work for you because they would rather stay home. And suddenly you make this blanket statement, you make this BS rule in your head and you don't even realize it, that nobody wants to, you know what I mean? Nobody wants to work.
Or the media.
Yes.
It can come rules, if you will.
Yes.
They can come from the media. They can come from our contemporaries. You could have other people in the marketplace going, oh, yeah. Nobody wants to be hired right now because they'd rather stay home and get paid unemployment. So the minute we allow that poverty consciousness to take over, that scarcity mindset to take over, we shut down all the possibilities. And it's not useful. So when, at the very least, here's what we want you to do. Check yourself. Anytime you have something that's frustrating and especially with hiring right now, if you're running into more challenges hiring right now, ask yourself, is it useful, really, truly? Does it feel good? And is it useful for me to say, nobody wants to work right now because the government is paying them more to stay home? Is it useful? Does it make you feel creative? Does it help you be inspired? Is it helping you actually hire people? No, right?
No.
But we don't challenge that voice nearly enough. And so we just let it run rampant and we call it truth. And then we're done.
Yeah, it reminds me of another thing, not to go on a total tangent, but I think it's reticular activation in your brain.
Yep.
There's some scientific name for it. Yep.
The reticular activator.
Yes. So what it is, my very basic explanation is when you start believing something in your brain naturally looks for evidence, right? It looks for proof of what you're saying. So once you believe like, I can't hire anyone right now, you're going to look to the media. It's just going to become an echo chamber. So my suggestion, Tracey, and I have a feeling what you're going to say is, why don't we replace that icky, sticky, non-creative thought and change it around to something? There's tons of possibility out there. My perfect employee is just waiting out there for the opportunity or something like that. Do you replace those? Does that work, those thoughts?
Absolutely. I love that. So I think of the reticular activator part of your brain like Google, like Facebook, or any algorithm that will show you more of what you search for. Okay, so that's the part of the brain. So think of it like that. It's a retrieval mechanism.
Gotcha.
So we have to decide, what do we want that part of our brain to retrieve? Do we want it to retrieve something good like, hey, more employees, more good quality, core values matched employees? And if that's a yes for you, if that's what you want, then that's where we need to go with our story. So here's a good example. I'll give an example of reframing the story in the millionaire mindset. The millionaire mindset. So imagine for a moment that you're a multi-million-dollar revenue company right now, cleaning company, and you're thinking like that millionaire mindset, right? The owner of this big company that is hugely profitable. Now, do you suppose that if you're this person now, you're going to, if you need to hire, and you need to hire because you're growing, you need to hire good quality cleaners, that you're going to sit in your office and go, well, I guess that's it. Nobody's hiring, or nobody's willing to work. I guess I can't hire. No, turn that around. So the millionaire mindset says things like this. These are the people that, for instance, here's a great story. The people that want to sit at home and get unemployment rather than work are not my ideal employees anyway. They are not a good core values match. So I don't want them anyway. But what I do know is there are plenty of people out there who are thrilled to work right now and would be super grateful, who are just like me or have a core values match with me. And I cannot wait to get out there and attract and meet and cultivate relationships with them, bring them on board and have them be part of my team. So that is an abundant mindset, that there's limitless people out there that are just waiting for your unique bat signal.
Right? I love that. That's such a good image. I'm like, just like ping, the bat signal.
Right? And your bat signal is based on your unique set of core values. And when you put that out there, when you tell your reticular activator, your internal Google mechanism in your brain, bring me more of that. Bring me more of those people. Bring me more of my people. Then guess what? That's exactly what happens. You start seeing more of those people. You start discovering, they discover you. They're attracted to you, just like that bat signal brings in Batman, right? We want to have that strong signal, and then we want to be receptive and looking for evidence that is true.
Yeah, the two things that I love about this is, number one, is that even though this sounds kind of like, doing air quotes for the people that are on audio only, but it sounds quote unquote kind of woo-woo. But whenever I've researched reticular activation, it's like, no, this is actually proven fact, science. Like this is what our brains do. It's literally the science of your mindset. So number one, I love that. That, for any doubters out there that are like, but you don't understand. That's what we hear all the time. Mike, you don't understand. Tracey, you don't understand. Lindsay, help me. It's like, trust us. So you're not alone in this thought, and it's a common thing. So that's why we want to have this podcast. And I went on a tangent. Number two is that I love how this comes back to core values too. Yes. And if this is your first podcast with Grow My Cleaning Company, you're going to hear core values a lot in our company. Our company, Grow My Cleaning Company, on our team, it's have fun, be real, make money, and help out. Like if Mike called us at 3 a.m., which he better not do, we would like literally wake up and just spit that out. And it's not because it's been like a drill sergeant thing into us. It's just something we repeat that is true. Yeah, we live it. I mean, Tracey and I are doing this podcast because we just had so much fun doing the last one. And I got up today and slacked her. I'm like, I can't wait to do this. So my point is, it does come back to core values, because you want to have people on your team that are excited to work, that are excited to be there. And I kind of went on a tangent there, of course, but that's what I do. Tracey, but I was thinking too, we can train our mindset to apply this to everything. So not just employees, but a lot of people struggle sometimes with competing for clients, stuff like that. I just want to get more of your thoughts on, give me an example of how you would apply this to getting more clients.
So you're absolutely right, Lindsay. It's a practice that applies to everything. So you can apply it or direct it at any subject. So the first thing you have to do is you have to tune in and go, what story am I telling? What is the voice? Let's just identify what is it that if I'm struggling with something, if let's say you are in a market where you feel like you're always competing with lowballers, the lowball competition, and they're always undercutting you. And let's say that's been your perceived version of the truth of your experience.
Right.
And you want to change that. You're like, I don't like that. I don't want to I don't want to try to compete on price, but that seems to be my quote reality. Okay. So the first thing you need to do is tune in. What stories are you telling yourself? I would bet it sounds a lot like, well, that's just the way my market is. All the people in my market, all the businesses in my market are all, cheap. They're all undercutting, and I can't possibly go above the market, or I will get no clients. Nobody will ever come with my company, will never sign up with me because I'm well over market. I can't. So if it sounds like that, now you know the story, you know the narrative, you've heard the scarcity mindset story. Now you have to ask yourself, is that true? And here's the caveat to that. Not true in your experience by your evidence of the past, right? Your own. You have to go bigger and go, is it true for everyone all the time, everywhere? And that starts to poke holes, right?
Wait, say that again. That was so important. I'm sorry to interrupt, but that was just like ping, big moment. So is that true for
everyone, everywhere, all the time? So that's the only way you can define truth in the absolute sense. If you can say, even in your market, is it true all the time for every single company, every single time? And if you have a competitor out there, as an example, that charges more and they actually have clients, then you know it's not true, right? If you've ever had a client that paid more than the low ball, a bid, then you've proven that it's not true. So it's very easy if we consciously choose to poke holes in our scarcity story. Okay, so that's number one. Then now that we know it's not true, now we get to choose consciously a millionaire mindset news story that is going to serve us, that's going to activate that reticular activator part of our brain, that's going to activate all the good, positive momentum. Then we get to turn it. What's a better story? Ask yourself, even if you don't believe it right now, it's like, if I believed something more positive or a different spin on this, the ideal story would be what? And ask yourself that question, allow that to come in. And I would bet that it sounds something like, well, you know what? I bring a lot of value to the market. And I know that my ideal clients value high quality. And the ones who value high quality, listen, not everybody drives a base model, Hyundai or whatever it is, right? Not everybody drives that. There are people out there with Teslas. So what does that tell you? There are plenty, where there's a price or a product, there is a buyer. And so if you tell yourself, this new story, the millionaire mindset story of, I know who I am, I know what my value is in the marketplace, and I only want to attract the people who are willing to pay for quality. And I know there's plenty of them out there. Maybe there's not as many as the base model, credit car version, but that's okay, because I'm not looking for the masses of people who are racing to the bottom. I'm looking for those who appreciate good quality. Now, do you think you're going to be better, capable, equipped, ready to attract those high-end clients now versus everybody wants the cheapest price possible? You see? So
you're going to be more receptive.
Right. You have to employ the best parts of you in order to get the best results.
I love that. You just nailed it. It's okay. So my next real quick question, I know we just have a couple of minutes left here, but I am a person that's like, how do I do this? Like, I understand what you're saying, and I'm like, that sounds amazing, Tracey. I can feel how crappy I feel when I'm thinking those yucky thoughts, and then I can start reaching for better thoughts that I'm training myself. Do I write down the crappy? Like, what's one easy physical exercise we can do? Maybe like write something down, or I don't know, something tactical we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Get a piece of paper, draw a line down the middle. What's that? vertically,
vertically, top to bottom,
vertically cut. So it's half and half, and on one side, either side's fine. Write down the scarcity mindset stories, the ones that you believed in the past are quote true. Then you ask yourself, step 2 is it really true? Based on, is it true for everyone, all the time, everywhere? And if that's not the case, then the third step is to then go, how can I rewrite this? How can I rewrite this old story of limitation and scarcity into, even if you don't believe it at first, it's okay. That's okay. Like, if I were a millionaire right now, if I had the millionaire mindset, what story would I be telling myself right now? So that helps you get out of your own limited experience and imagine if you were already that millionaire, right? That's the millionaire mindset. Then write down the new story. And then you just start to practice that. And then the key is to start feeling it too. You have to feel what it would feel like if that were true, the new story. So the combination of elevating your state and your new millionaire mindset story together, that's the key right there.
I like it. Tracey, this is good. I have some work to do myself. I love it. I love mindset work because it's something that never ends, right? It's something we can always improve on because no one's perfect. Exactly. So Tracey, thanks so much for joining me on a second episode. I'm so excited to have the team doing more episodes. Today, we just released a podcast episode with Mike interviewing one of our enrollment coaches, Lou, who we love so much. So definitely check that one out. And Cleaning Nation, I have one more call to action for you guys. Mike is still around and he's available. He actually just got a new text number where you can text him his questions. So my call to action for you listening to this at any time is to text Mike. I'll give you the number in a second. If you think Tracey and I if you value these episodes, we want to hear from you. So if these mindset episodes bring you more value, we'll do more of them. If not, totally cool. But we definitely want to hear from you. And B, what else do you want to hear about for mindset? Like, what's something you're struggling with, Cleaning Nation, that I can pick Tracey's mind on? So the phone number to text is 602-932-6431. And that's it. That's actually Mike. It's going to have you opt in and you just text him. Bother him. Say Lindsay and Tracey sent you. All right, Cleaning Nation. That is it for today.
Say that.
Oh, not.
One more time.
Yeah, I'm going to 602-932-6431.
Awesome.
And that is Mike. All right, folks. Take care, Cleaning Nation. Until next time, we'll see ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you're fired up, ready to grow, and want to see if you have what it takes to work with us at Grow My Cleaning Company, here's what I want you to do right now. Go to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk. That's growmycleaningcompany.com/talk to book an appointment to speak with me personally. I'm going to jump on the phone with you to get you crystal clear on where you are now, where you want to be, and how to get you there. Don't walk around in the dark any longer. If you are serious about growing your cleaning company, it's time to finally get the systems in place that you need to grow. We've helped hundreds of owners of cleaning companies not only grow their business and their personal freedom, but give back to their community as well. If that's what you're looking for, head over to growmycleaningcompany.com/talk and book a time to talk with me personally. I can't wait to get to know you and your business.